Welcome back to the show, everybody. It's called the Business to Business Network Show. If you're just getting up on a Saturday morning and the radio turned on and you wondered, what the heck are we listening to here? It's high-speed networking every Saturday morning on KFNX. My name is Rex Parry. Our co-host is?
It's Jeff Obrasky, Homeowners Financial Group.
And our next guest is Elaine.
Elaine Souci with Keller Williams East Valley Realty.
Introduce yourself a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, my background, how far back do you want to go?
She's a Red Sox fan.
I'm a Red Sox fan. Cool. And let's see, I was a teacher at the beginning of my world, and then I was a restaurateur, and in both those fields I learned a lot about public service and working with different styles of people, and then here I am in real estate.
How many years here in real estate?
28 now.
Wow. That's great. And Keller Williams, you have a group, a team that you work with?
Yes, I do. Leonard is my business partner and buyer's agent. I work mostly with listings, and we have a brand new licensed buyer's agent named Amanda.
Excellent. Now, you've got a listing. We got to talk about that first. Tell us where intersection. Where's this located?
This one is at Ocotillo and McQueen, built in 2010.
Okay.
It's a beautiful 4-bedroom with a den. A beautiful open great room, kitchen, breakfast area, all of the surround sound, all of the tech stuff that you would like in a house. We just painted gray. Has anyone else used gray in a home?
You know, that's
My assistant tells me gray is a very in color.
That is the Art Institute. I happen to know this because one of their sponsors is the interior design company, and they mentioned that grays and mauves, grays and taupes. Are the Institute's choices of the year.
Yes, they are. And I'll tell you something funky about gray. It changes colors while you're looking at it. In the pictures, it looks like it's green, but honest, it isn't. It's a beautiful gray when you're in the property.
Excellent. Now, this is single story.
This is single story. It's on an almost 10,000 square foot lot.
Nice lot.
It has a 3-car garage.
Wow.
Fireplace, and something that looks like granite. I've wrote granite in my description, and the seller said, that's not granite. And I said, really? And
they have some stuff like the sile stones, and there's some artificial materials now that are dead ringers. You wouldn't even know.
They're beautiful.
They wouldn't tell you.
Yeah. And list price on this?
This one is $395, and it has 2,862 square feet. So we're running right about $138 a square foot.
For this price and this value, and it's ready to go. Nothing needs to be done to fix it up.
That's correct.
It looks beautiful. And for financing on that?
Well, financing on this, if you put somewhere between 10 and 20% down, you can actually get away with 5% down on a conventional loan. But your payments, with rates in the mid-4s, your payment's going to be around $2,000 a month with taxes and insurance.
Wow. And this is Chandler, right?
This is Chandler.
And you've got Intel close to there?
Intel's about 4 miles away. There's an awful lot of Intel people living in the neighborhood.
And finding a single-family rental in Chandler is almost impossible.
Well, we're seeing that the cost of a rental has gone up about 7% this year, and they're harder and harder to find the nice ones.
So we're trying to get those renters off the fence, and some of the younger people in their late 20s, early 30s to actually get off the fence and get in the water. You're working with a buyer like that.
Yes. We have a millennium who has a wonderful, steady job. He has a phenomenal down payment. He has the idea that he wants to buy, but to get him to go out and to pull a trigger, that seems to be a little bit difficult.
It's football season. He's probably busy.
Well, I know he has a very, very busy life. He's out of town many weekends, so it's difficult to go look because he works like 10 hours a day. But what we're finding in the industry is that probably in another 2, maybe 3 years, if that long, we're going to have an extreme shortage of properties. Yeah. So while there is tremendous interest rates and good selection, now is the time for people to buy. Yeah. When the millennials start having babies, they're going to want homes, not rentals. They're going to want something of their own. We still have a tremendous amount of immigrants coming in. We have maybe 300,000 people who did short sales that are going to start coming back into the market. And
I actually read a very interesting piece in my I get an industry piece every day. And Zillow does a in-depth study on household formations. And household formations really are the key to home buyers because that's where they come from. And they went back and rejiggered their numbers, and they found that there's about 500,000 more, quote-unquote, household formations than they had.
Wow.
That had been created over the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
So I think there were 3 million or something new ones, and there's another 500,000. And that's really where your buyers come from.
Right.
And so the key is get off the fence. You got to start looking and get pre-qualified. A lot of people can qualify and they don't even know it.
It's surprising how many people, especially the first-time home buyers, think that this is so much more difficult than it is. They read the newspaper. Catherine Rieger, you are usually wrong. Or watch CNBC. Yeah, they watch CNBC, and there's that red-haired woman, I forget what her name is, who does the real estate, and they talk about how difficult it is to get a loan. And, if you've got a job and you've got a 620 or higher FICO score and mom or dad or someone's willing to gift you a 3.5% to 5% down payment, more often than not, you can buy a house. And it's typically still cheaper to own the same property than it would be to rent.
Yeah.
And Jeff, aren't you finding there are programs now that you can almost get in with zero down if the seller is willing to?
We have a couple of grant programs, but they're very restrictive. But yes, where we've got a new conventional program. It's a 4% grant. We charge 1 point, so they get a net 3. And Fannie Mae's brought back a 3% down program. So yes, if your income and credit and all that kind of stuff works.
Right.
If you're making $100,000 a year, you have to come in with your own money.
Okay.
Phone number.
480-215-7134.
Website.
inexperthands.com.
And phone number one more time.
480-215-7134.
Jeff, quick.
It's Jeff Obrasky, 602-445-9094.
We'll be right back.